Welcome, Aquarius, to your Sagittarius full moon 2 week forecast for the ascendant, the sun, or the moon. On May the 31st, the second full moon of the month occurs in the free spirited fire sign of Sagittarius, and that's a blue moon. We can talk about lunations in a general context, but each one has its own unique identity. On the screen is this one from an Aquarius viewpoint. I'm going to unpack this for you. By the end of the video, you'll have a clearer idea of what's upcoming in terms of your energy, work, relationships, or finances. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundel. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so now to help it to continue to thrive. But please also click or tap the bell notification symbol. Sagittarius energy has some common traits with Aquarius people. It likes freedom, physical and emotional space, but because it's a mutable sign, can be very adaptable. It does have a broad view of situations because the ruler Jupiter is very much about knowledge. And in the first decan, as this one is, it has a double Jupiterian energy, which can magnify and amplify the emotion because the moon is very much about feelings. On the other side of the heavens, the king of the skies, the sun, in your fellow air sign of Gemini, bubbly, vivacious, friendly in the fifth house, social, but how does it feel? And talking of feeling, the fourth house, very much about that, is where Mars, the planet of passion, lies. And Mars is hugely influential on this particular event. It's actually in a semi-sextile with the Sun, which can be very good, but it's in a very challenging quincunx with the Moon. So whatever's going on around your social situation, the fifth and 11th houses. 11th house can be our friendships. It can be our long-term plan. It can be our higher purpose. It can be our network. It can be where we're very idealistic, and the moon in Sagittarius can definitely be in touch with that. But it may be that pleasing everyone all of the time could prove to be quite a challenge over this next couple of weeks, partly because maybe you're feeling things in a more intense way. Because although, pardon me, Mars is in that tense quincunx to the moon, it's also emerging from an even tenser right angle to Pluto. So through the last 10 days of May, if you had some kind of inner tension going on, some churning up around family or emotional dynamics, maybe where you haven't felt heard or it hasn't been very fair, Mars in the fourth house can be very triggering. It can be very sensitive. So fairness always important with Sagittarius energy, the 11th house too, which has an echo of your sign, but how it might come out if there's something out of balance around your interactions with others. It may be your future plan, maybe as you don't feel that you're actually showcasing your talents and abilities as well as you could around your future, and that could be affecting how you feel. Then again, you may be involved with someone that you like and you may be strongly attracted to, but are they really the person you want to be with for the long term? That's another big question this event can throw up, not least because Venus, the planet of relating, is in a tense right angle with Saturn, your traditional ruler, in the part of your chart to do with the way you think. So you could be thinking about relationships through the next 2 weeks in a more critical, emotional, perhaps even tender way. And maybe you can feel more more openly more openly share what isn't quite right for you. And someone along the way could be surprised by that. The moon in the sign of Sagittarius can certainly like that independence, but that independence could be to break free of something that you're not enjoying very much. So if there's a group of people, you may have had fun with them in the past. If it doesn't feel right anymore, if there's someone whose ideas don't really mesh with yours, this could be a time of big changes. So I think it is actually one of those full moons that could be a bit of a crossroads, but it can be positive. I must stress this. The only other aspect to tell you about is that Uranus, your modern ruler, is in a T square with the position of the north and south nodes. And the intriguing thing about the fifth house is it can be about speculation and risk. And the second and eighth houses can be about money. And the 11th house can be about perhaps fortune in its own way. So this is probably not the best of times to be too impulsively using your resources, because I don't necessarily think with the planet of money checked off by Saturn that your timing will be quite right. So I'm going to summarize those four areas of energy, work, relationships, and finances next. But just to say, I've reduced the price of my personal horoscope reports. There used to be buy two, get 30% off for many years. Now it's buy one, get three for the price of one. Why? Because of the increases in the cost of living. The one you pay for is your life roadmap report, which helps us to understand the patterns that play out in our lives, get a more intimate understanding of that energy and how to work with it better future forwards. Free 12 months transit forecast, and also your draconic soul karmic analysis. And that's an intriguing report because if your north node in your natal chart is not late in Pisces or early in Aries, your draconic chart can change a lot. And it can help us to look at astrology, life, and ourselves in a very different and profound way. Please see below for more. My June forecasts are out. If you've yet to watch yours, Aquarius, please check that out on screen. Your Mars, big in this event, Mars in Taurus 6-week forecast on the screen. If you'd like to work with me one-to-one, it'd be an absolute pleasure. I work with people the world over. Please see my testimonials below. Yet to sign up for your free daily written horoscope? Please take advantage of that. Some people are very interested in natal astrology, can be a bit sniffy about daily horoscopes. I think they help us to understand what planets are dominant on any given day and how that might be for us. It's not telling us how to be. Please see below. So, to summarize, as far as your energy is concerned, if there's a social situation where it could be, quite fun, but if it's losing its alert, and part of it is because you don't really feel connected to it, or the people involved in it might even, dare I say, feel a bit superficial. I think that Sagittarius energy can be about release. But of course, on the other side of the heavens, Uranus in that fifth house could be releasing yourself from a romantic relationship that you see no future with. But energy generally at the moment needs to take account of feelings, very important for you. As far as work is concerned, if you're applying for jobs at the moment and have an interview through week 2 of June, good luck and good fortune could be heading your way. I feel if you're someone who is very good at creative strands, but also can integrate into that technology, and you're also open to change, I don't see any issue there at all. Your natural gift as a communicator can for sure show up. It's more about if you work with people where there's not a very good atmosphere. It's actually not very Aquarius. It's not very friendly. There isn't much team spirit going on. That could see you think again. As far as your finances are concerned, as I mentioned, this is not a good time to be too speculative with what you've got. But I think if you do get yourself a new job in the second week of June, that could lead to extra money coming in, which is fab. As far as relationships are concerned, this can be one or the other. It could be a time of reinvigorating relationships that work for you because Saturn in that third house is actually in a brilliant link with the sun in your sign. So if you're connecting with someone where they really hear you, but you have fun as well, fab. Also, Pluto and the paths of fortune link with Uranus and the sun spectacularly well. So something's evolving in your life. So if you're with people where you feel you can really be yourself and it's fun and it's engaging, it all looks good. And if you're single, I don't think if that's something you want to change, if you interact more, that's definitely going to improve your circumstances very rapidly. It's been a pleasure being with you. All the best, and see you again soon.